College athletes play a huge role in the sports environment today. Recently, there have been numerous debates on whether or not student athletes should be paid. Purdue University plays at the Division I level in the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletic Association, which essentially means that our athletes are one step below professional athletes. With close to 40 hours a week of athletic obligations, in addition to 12 to 16 credit hours, plus constant media pressures, we believe that our athletes should be compensated for all that they do for Purdue.
We have 18 different varsity sports, about 550 student athletes, and our intent is to give them a world-class education and a world-class opportunity to compete for championships.
Practice makes perfect in a sense, and I think that we practice hard and we try to make practice like a game as far as intensity and being emotional out there. I think that helps us a lot, and the young guys are starting to figure out the system a lot better.
We were just stopping ourselves. Maybe a missed progression read here, just a missed block there, a missed communication, missed alignment, just things that we can easily fix, but we got to do it, and that's where we need to go from here. Is just fixing the little things and attention to detail, because that's what's really killing us.
Big Ten teams are going to be pretty fairly equal in physical ability, so with heart and determination, I think we won that first set.
We do this by being self-supportive, so there's no money from the student body or the state or anywhere from the university.
Purdue is one of only 7 schools that do not have subsidiaries. The John Purdue Club is responsible for raising 100% of the funds necessary to cover all academic and athletic costs of Purdue's athletes. The JPC takes absolutely no money away from the student body. If money from the JPC can be reallocated to athletes for laundry money and other expenses, it would have virtually no effect on Purdue and would greatly help the athletes who give so much of their time and talents to the school.
In fact, we're a net contributor to the university. We could provide about $3.5 million a year for general university purposes, in addition to being the largest donor for the student C-cell building.
How many hours per week do you think the typical athlete spends on homework and their sport?
And their sport together? Probably almost all of them. I don't know. I would also agree with that, a large quantity.
Probably around 30 hours a week. At least it's a pretty decent amount.
Probably 35 hours.
And their sport, I would say probably over half their day every day.
They've got to be really well organized, because they're going to spend, depending upon where they are in their season, upwards of 20 hours on their sport, and they could spend easily 20 to 40 hours on their classwork. So that's a 60-hour work week, and that's a lot of work. So.
Do you have a job?
Yes, National Guard, ROTC.
Is that a full-time or a part-time job?
Part-time.
So I'm a graduate student, and I guess that counts as my job, and that's part-time, and I'm a student the rest of the time.
Yeah, I have a job, but it's part-time. I also have a job, it's also part-time.
I don't have a job.
I think in season, it's very, very challenging to do more in their studies. There's no prohibition; they can do it, but the reality is that they're trying to do, A work in the classroom and A work in competition. They're not going to have much time to work. But in the off seasons and in the summer, they probably do. But you can always do better. I do think that there is a gap in between the value of the scholarship and the cost of attendance. And what's interesting, if you go back in the 1960s, there was incidental expense money that was provided to scholarship athletes, $15 a month. They call it laundry money. Now, if you take $15 a month and multiply it times 12 months, that's $180 a year. Future value of that from 1965 to the purchasing power today, it's about $2,000.
Student athletes have to endure an immense amount of pressure. They're constantly scrutinized, publicized, and criticized for their wrongdoings. Coaches, scouts, news reporters, and other numerous sources check up on social media in order to monitor athletes and what they are saying. With over 400 pages of rules, athletes are treated and held to professional standards. Yet, they aren't compensated for. The fact that there are not enough scholarships for everyone to be completely covered. And college students need money for other essentials such as food, toiletries, cleaning supplies, and money in order to do their laundry. If us athletes are getting various levels of scholarships, then we should have the opportunity for a stipend or laundry money as well.